Truck. Welcome back. We're going to put some sills on today. If you haven't been here, if you haven't seen this YouTube station before, I'm Bad Chad, and I have my assistant, my lovely assistant Jolene, going to help me. We're going to put on a set of sills today. Well, that was a badass start to the video, wasn't it? All right, here we go. We've actually finished the floor repair on this car of Jim's, and it went well, went well. I did not put the 2-inch piece. I got a piece I'm going to put across the structure of the quarter panel there. I didn't put that on the floor yet, but the floor pan's been all welded in. We didn't warp anything up other than with the bead roller itself. We warped some metal, but now it's time to put some sills on it. This car, whoa, she's backing up. Anyway, she's good at it, so we're going to put some sills on it. We're going to do this side first because it's got the most room. That's what it looks like on this side. We're going to do it all the way back to the wheel well. We'll do it on that side. If you want to come over this side, the sill is gone on this side. And Jolene said, "Wow, it really is gone." And watch yourself in the toolbox there. I'll just get behind you. The bottom of the sill is gone. It looks like some of it's been cut off, and there it be. Someone had a chance at it with a bronze rod, I see, and you can tell that with the bronze here how they had their chance at it. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to throw a sill on this thing today. I'm hoping that I can put it on while you're watching before your very eyes. And we generally go about an hour. So let's see what we can do. When we put this floor in, we put an inside sill in before we put the floor on. Now we have a piece that's underneath here. You can see that metal underneath the rocker, and now we got to bring this down and connect onto it. When I was at Jim's place, he gave me a couple rockers. He was sitting in the building for a long time, went outside and tried to get one ground off. Just tried to get the rust off it for now. I'll clean it up a little bit more. I tried it on there. This one here, I tried it on. This one I tried on. Jim, I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna. Try this one on. It goes on. It does. It goes on. But what I'm thinking is, I got one cleaned up there, so I might as well put that one on, I guess. So I'm going to try to put that sill on. If it does not fit, we'll make it fit. Just as basic as that. On the top here, we are not finished. We'll get going, I guess. We'll maybe try to get the sill to fit, and then we'll talk about the top. I want to weld this to this, and we're going to lay a brand new piece right on top of that sill when we get it done. Put a nice new piece right across from here to here, all the way up to the front, so it cannot go anywhere, so we can take a piece and wrap it up here, and then we can cut it to go around this. We can weld it right around there, lay it right down, and weld all on that, and make it nice. Then we have the inside sill, the outside sill, and we still have some structure in there. If this sill does not fit the inside sill like I wanted it to, if it's away or if the bend's wrong or if it's not long enough, like I'm looking at this one right here. This is where it sits on the top of the car, on the top of the sill. That's where they got the bend in. That's how much they have. If it's not in far enough, because I don't know where the inside sill was. I know where it was, but I don't know how far in, what it looked like. We didn't have it. I just put one there because I know it has to have it for strength. As I got that in there, I don't know if that's long enough or whatever. If it is not long enough, I come down around there, it's not long enough, and I'm saying I'm that far. I'll go to my little shack or rack over there. My rack, there's some 3/4 inch square tubing. There's some inch square tubing, and you could even get bigger or smaller. But if there is a gap in there, I will cut a piece of tubing the length of the rocker, and I will stick it in there, and I'll weld it to the inside sill, to the outside sill, and then I'll have a piece of square tubing down underneath in the bottom and make it stronger than original. If I have that issue. If I don't have that issue, well, I'll just continue on, put it on hunky-dory. Once I get it welded on, I'll clip off the access, and that'll be the end of it. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. I think this is one for the other side. That's what I'm thinking. When I get out here first thing this morning, I took a look at it a little bit, got looking at it. I even tried Jim's sills on. I was going to make new ones right from the beginning. And I said, no, use what we have, check it out, see what happens. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for it. If the mic turns off at any time, it's because it's in my front pocket and I've punched the button, or it's unplugged. It's not because of what Jolene's doing, it's because of what I'm doing. All right, what I got going on here is the inside sill. I can see that it's hitting the inner fender, not coming in far enough, and I'm going to knock it off. That's what I want. Here's what I want. Here's my inside sill. My fender is not sitting where it's supposed to, and that's going to throw us off a little, maybe. Well, we'll see. I might even well tab to the... Jim's going to have to do something with the fender, I see. But we're going to put some sills on it. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it here, and I'm going to leave this here 90 for strength. I'm going to leave that 90 there for strength. I know it's got a little hole in it there, I know that, but that's more strength than if I cut it up here and I just have that flat piece laying there. Do you know what I'm trying to tell you? That distance there, from there to there, looks longer. Don't like that noise. Looks longer. That short distance there is probably 1.5 inches. You can see the distance here, how long that is, and then it bends up. You can see the bend in it right there, just under investigation. That looks wider than that, does it not? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're probably saying that these sills probably don't fit the best. And right at the present moment, it does not matter because we're going to make them fit. And I can see right now, this is another thing as I'm doing this, as I'm trying to put this sill on, you always put your door on when you go to put your sill on. Then I can make a line underneath the door, a gap underneath the door. If I try to take the door off and then put the sill on, don't want to do that. Don't want to do that because you do not know until you put your door on whether you've done it right or not. It's basically leave your door on, get it tacked in place. If you want to do a real good job after you get it tacked on, then take the door off and weld her up. But until then, now you can see the inside sill. Now you can see where the fender, there's a piece, see the piece bolted to the fender on the bottom there, where it bolts to the inside sill. We've got that. Sure we do. Now we've got this inside sill, we've got it all the way to the back. And you know how hard that would be to put on there if you didn't do it before you put the floor in? You'd have quite a time. And that's where some people get backed up, was when you apply something and wasn't thinking about the rest of her. This is what I'm going to do. This one here had it's got a couple cutouts. I'm going to measure the cutouts on this. I'm going to measure the cutouts on that because it fit in there. I liked it, so I'm going to measure that. I could guess, I suppose, like I always do. But what's going on is this one here, this sill here looks like it was cut for the other side. This one looks like it was cut for the other side because it was cut for this side, I suppose, making that the front, the back. Anyways, I want to do it differently. I want to put this cut here on this end and put the long cut in the back. Maybe. This is the cut I want. That's the cutout I want. Actually, I'll just do it both same at both either end. Well, I'm going to put 2.5 inches because I can. 2.5. I don't like the sound of that metal shaking on the floor. So we got that much left. Just doing the exact same thing they're doing. Just cheating a little bit. Well, I call it cheating. Making it as easy as possible. Some people think that's... I think it's okay. Make it easy as possible. Cut that out. Cut this out. And the only reason I'm cutting that out, I may not have showed you, but that still there fit on there. I put that and it fit on there, but it did not go reach there. So that's why I am taking the measurement off that, because it fit. Or I have to find my own measurement. Watch yourself here. And I am doing this as fast as I can for Jim. Jim told me I wasn't allowed working on it unless I was happy or having fun. Having fun, Jim, having fun. Just trying to clear off the metal from the bottom so it sits down on there tight. I do not know if it's bent right. We do not know anything. We're just setting it on there. We're setting it on there. Here we go. All right, we're not down on there, that's for sure. We need to go down further, obviously. Back, that's fine up front. I'm going to do this. Jim had put a little bend on the front. I like what he did on that one there. He put a little bend on the front. I'm going to take a little pair, I just put a couple little zip cuts in that. You can check it out if you like. Yeah, where did I do with them now? I'll get another pair. Try not to let anything slow you down, I guess. Got another pair in the building out there.
There's a pair right here.
What?
There's one right there.
Channel locks?
Oh,
snips. What I'm going to do is I got a little end here. This is the sill part that goes up into the front. I noticed that we had a little bit on the other sill there. He had to bend over there a little bit, and we'll just bend it over like this, and to make it look like it's got a nice finish on it. Not steady this morning, huh? Hey. Hammer and dolly can make it nice. Just going to get it over. Breaking the edge, I guess. Just snipped a little bit off there. A little hammer. Come off there now. Now, that is where that sill gets capped off on the end. This is the end of it, and that's where it gets capped off. And that gets capped off when the fender comes off. Just going to see how we're sitting up on the corners. We're sitting up on the corners on each place. So I'm going to actually go in here a little bit. See, I think that one's could be fine, but this one needs to be gnawed off. I think we'll go here and keep that. And I think that I'm going to split that and keep that because I don't know what's there, right? If I cut it out, well, it's gone. If I split it, I can bend it. See what's going, let's see what's happening. See what's going to happen right now. We got a little rivet there holding us up. We got to make sure we get rid of that stuff. There's a screw there. I got to get them heads off. There we go. Now, see, that doesn't even let us sit in far enough, does it? Damn it. Well, see how it's out here now? Yeah, we got quite a space down the bottom there, so I really am going to struggle with this a little bit. I really am. But that's the good part about it. Make you work for it. Make you work for it. Alrighty. What I'm going to do is, cannot tack that on. Believe me, cannot tack it on until I see if it fits underneath the door nice. Let's show it. It might stay, and it might fall. Alrighty. Now, I know, this is what I know. The bend, the bend on the sill that's going in is too long. It fits nice underneath the door, got a good line. That fits good, good line. But this is, I'll show you where my issue is. Now, I can bang the bottom of the door out. Ugh. See what's going on here? This is what my issue is. For me, this is too wide here. That's too wide for that sill. I can cut it off and then weld it back on. I don't want to, like, it would be nice to have this, make this fit, but that's not the case. That's not the case. Now, I got the door shut. Yes, I can. I can hit the bottom of that door and bring that door out. But I really feel like it'll ruin the door. Like the door will be, I'll actually pull the door away from the inside, and then you'll have a door skin that's not connected. And that's not good. So, all right. What I'm going to do, I guess I have to make a decision quickly because I'm going to put the sill on. I'm going to have to make it quickly. I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to weld this piece on. I'll probably get it on and then zip cut it through there and then push it in to make it refit again. Probably. Never seen that coming. Never seen that coming. I could take and cut that right out, push it in, and do it. See where I got this here? I can take and cut this out. And that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do that instead of cutting this rocker. There's no sense in me cutting this rocker when I can cut the inside of this post out and slide that in there. There's no sense in me cutting that rocker. So I've made the decision that I'm going to do this. What am I going to do? I've made a decision. What am I going to do? That's got to come in here. I'm going to come along here and cut the center of that out so I can shove that in there. It has to be cut out there. It has to be cut out there. Alrighty. It took me a minute to make that decision, but it's not fitting. It's not fitting at the bottom either, but we're going to make a decision there and fix that too. Here we go. Didn't want to cut that edge off, but we're going to. And plasma cut that off. Nothing moved. Happy about that. Nothing moved. That's the main thing. Nothing moved. Hoping that'll help us. That'll help us. That helped us. That helped us a lot. All right, let's shut the door and see what happened. All right, that looks better. And basically I'm pulling this sill in and out with the door, so the door is in control on this one. The door is in control. I got to pry that down and try to get that in and down. And I'll zap it right on the corner. I'm going to do a screwdriver. Trying going for the gap is what I'm going for. And plug in the welder at the same time, because I know I'm going to use it. So we'll get it contacted at one end. There we go. Now we're talking. Did I just push that door up? Nope. That went well. Beautiful. Oh. Don't want to hit the door. Don't want to hit the door. And that's where I want to tack that bad boy. Let's turn that welder on. That's looking good. Quick as possible. He jumped up when it started looking good. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. Huh? Started looking good. I jumped right up. Now we'll turn that on. And basically, this is what you know and I know what would have happened if I did not do it with the door on. You know what would have happened? I would have put that sill on, jammed her up nice and tight, welded her on, and looked, whoa, man, my sill's out too far. That's what would have happened. Basically, that's what you don't want to happen. basically. Now I'm just going to try to tack it in this corner to hold it. Stay. And that stuff falling out is called lead. Lead. There. Now we're talking. That door looks like it's in there a little bit. Don't want to hammer it up too much. Too much. Every time I hammer, it's a dent. Or don't want to make a dents in it. Don't want to do that. Get off. Basically looking at the gap of the door. I don't know where I'm going to weld it right here now to make that fit, but I have to tack it on there somehow. How am I going to do that now? I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to open the door and hope it stays where it's supposed to and tack it. That's what I'm doing. That door shut. I think that one to come up just a little bit maybe. Ooh, I got it tacked. Says it all. Got a good gap. It's good. Happy with that. Now, as you can see, well, that now, would you? I think I know what's got to go on. There has to be a piece of square tubing so you can come see the inside sill. See the outside. See the sill here. What I just put on. See the inside sill. Now what I'm going to do is run a piece of square tubing. I'll cut it off and cap it here. Run a piece of square tubing in between it all the way down to the quarter panel. After I get the quarter panel made for the back. That's basically how to stick that on there. That went on there pretty easy. I just got to get it in place now and make it stay there. Just going to try to weld this down here so it need a coat hanger. See that stuff there? A lot of rust going on right there. I'm just going to take a coat hanger and fill that full, and then I'll grind it and put a piece over top of it. But I'll take a coat hanger first. Thought that was my coat hanger. Just to get it to stick. That's all I'm doing. I've got some rods over there, I know, but coat hanger was the first thing I went for because that's what I generally do. Swiss cheese, but you can see how I filled that in. I'll just fill that in for something to do. I'll fill that in and show you how I do it. What the hey? What the hey? Just melting the coat hanger and sticking it to the metal. And we all know, if you've ever been there and tried to weld that stuff up, it don't go so well sometimes. It really doesn't, because it's too thin everywhere. That's generally sometimes a problem when you put in a piece. You don't go far enough back to get good meat. You're trying to put the smallest piece in as possible. I understand that. I've been there before. I just started making panels, and then I grew past that. You can see how I filled that full of the coat hanger. Like that's on 3. It's heavy heat, so I can just grind that off a little bit and put a nice piece. I'll put a little more here. Just fill that in nice there. Make it look nice. That's how she rolls. Just put that in there so it'll stay. Excuse me a sec for sweet hair. I'm going to take and put this on here. I'm going to weld this on. We got quite a gap going on there. Be hard to weld, if you're not confident with your welder, that would be hard to weld without using a coat hanger to me. I can shove the coat hanger in there and weld that. And if it builds up with weld, that's a great thing. That's what you want. Then you can grind it off. I just filled that hole. I can keep going, and I can grind that all off, make that look nice. If there's no material there, you couldn't grind that off. Where I've got the material there, I'm allowed to grind that now. Careful, baby. Stay behind the camera. Yep. Don't want to get no weld on, no flash on you. So, now I've got that in there. I'm not worried about the heat going down here because we got a bend there. I'm not worried about the heat going there because we got a bend there. All that heat can go up there. Doesn't matter. Not going to hurt a thing at all. Not going to hurt a thing at all. This has to be bent down a little bit, I see. That's going to bring our sill up a little bit. So what I think we're going to do is I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to get a piece of square tubing, and I'm going to run it through there and get that going, and then I'll bring my piece to my square tubing back here. And I need a piece because I can't tighten the bottom of the sill up until I can connect it to the inside sill. So I'm going to take a measurement. Get everything in the way here. I'm going to put my hat back on. It's going to take a minute. Don't need a welding helmet on for that. Do it, baby. Don't need a welding helmet on that. It's been a beautiful day. Jolene looks amazing today. And it's Monday. It's Monday. I'm going to grab it on the inside of the sill in the back here. As far as we're going back with the square tubing, I guess. I'm going to go all the way to the front. 67. I'm going to make 67 long piece of square tubing. And that piece of square tubing, I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use 3/4 inch. 67 long. Stay, please. 67 long. Jim was saying something about putting exhaust pipe or piece of square tubing up there in that sill, and your wish is my command, Jim. You generally wouldn't have this on your sill, like you wouldn't have the strength in between the two pieces on the bottom. A lot of people make the wrong decision trying to jack their car up on that. That's not where you jack your car up. Must be one to plug in here somewhere. There it is. There it is. 67. Did I just unplug that again? Come on, Chad. Take your time. Nope, I'm going to try to get in place first. That's what I'm going to do. Try to get in place, and then I can zap both sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some vice grips. I'm going to try to get it up in there, vice grip it together. and see what it's saying. See what it's saying, man. We got these bad boys. Man, I have really diminished my vice grips. I leave them and use them everywhere. Don't I, baby?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, we're going to shut this door. Ooh, that door shut nice. Let's get this opened up so we can get some square tubing in there. Alrighty, I'm going to take these gloves off. I'll leave these glasses on, I guess. What the hey? What I'm going to do is hold that up my foot there. So that now, would you? So, I'm going to come on, baby. Come on, baby. I'll let that down just a bit. I don't want that back that far either. I'm going to go back further. Excuse my licorice. You got to go back further. Go back further. There we go. There we go. Now, run it back over. And all I have to do is make it straight with that bottom bend, and then I know it should be straight all the way back. I'm hoping. There we go. There's the bend I want. Right there's where I want it. That looks good all the way along that. See, I got that line on that piece of square tubing. It's all the way longer. Now I can tap that on there good. And now I can hook on the inside sill there good. The sill on the outside looks good. Man, Jolene, you look good. Whoop, whoop. We'll tack that on there. What the hey? What the hey? Jim, you got some square tubing on the... That fender sticking out is kind of, but that's what's messing me up. Look, that's what's messing me up. I'll leave the fender to Jim. We'll see. Won't we? We'll see. Yeah, can you just touch that up there? Huh? Sure I can. Why, sure I can. Let's clamp that on there, man. Looking good. Well, Jim, your wish was your command, or your wish is my command. I got the piece of square tubing up in there. So if you decide to whack her somewhere, Ross sent me a little video the other day of a car driving through the train. Yeah, that reminded me of Jim. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Alrighty. Going all the way along the sill. So what I'm going to do here is just tack it on this inside. Don't let that stop you because you can't see. Right, baby?
Yeah.
Don't let that stop you. What I'm going to do is going to go all the way along there and vice grip it. That sill's tight all the way along that. It is. The sill's tight the whole way, and I'm going to nail it on there. Why would I not? Huh? Why would I not? Here we go. No, that would be your spot welds that you see at the bottom of your car. If you want to know if your rocker panel's been fixed or not, you look underneath that lip, and if you clean it off nice, you should be able to see spot welds. If you don't see spot welds, well, you know it's been fixed. You know. I'd have to. That now, would you? So happy with that. It's nice. So happy. Just going to connect the inside sill there where it's tight. Not going to connect it everywhere else because I don't know if it's tight yet or not. And I don't think it is. I have to bring it in tight to get it connected. See, like that. Pull that in. I am going to do it. What the heck? The wire speed needs to be turned up. Dropping off weld. I didn't get it. Come on, girl. I'm going to leave that for now and put vice grips all along that, I think. And I want to chew it off. I might even jack. What I think I'm going to do is I might take a zip cut and cut that part off, and then I can get a butt weld it right together. Make a nice job out of it. Ouch. All right. All right, this is what's going to go on. I'm going to chop that off. Cool. Looks good. This is what I was talking about when you're done. Chopping off, like if you made pies when you were younger or anything, you chopped off the crust. Well, this is what I'm Just a little trick I learned about doing the inside sill. Make it a little longer so you can cut it off after you're done. Does not matter what it looks like until you're done, does it? Could have done that with the plasma cutter, yes I could have. But what would have happened is that slag would have stayed on the back side of that. And I would have had to get underneath there and grind that. I can just run the grinder over that now. Should come off nice. I guess that's my excuse. That's my excuse. Put that in there like that. Start making it look nice, that's all. Zip one in there tight, and I'll hold her on there. More dry bolts. Haha! Couple places there hung on. So you can tell how nice and neat that's going to look once I get it all sheared off. Just got to shear it all off. Excuse me, sweetheart. I'm just going to move back a little bit. I'm going to clamp that on there. Should weld that on there. Going to turn that on so it doesn't go anywhere. Just on this end. Just don't want that square tubing going anywhere. Turn that off. crab walk over here. Cut some more off. Oh, that hurt my knee. Oh, that hurt. Anyways, that is how I put the inside sill to the outside sill of the car. We've got a good door gap. The fender needs to come in here. That needs to be pushed in like that. Looks good so far. This fender would have to come off. The end of that would have to be capped. On the end of end of that quarter panel there, we're going to have to cap that too. Let's open her up. I have to bring all that inside sill, clamp it all together, and go underneath and tack with a welder. I'm going to like it. This is a square tubing here. The inside sill comes down here. When I'm trying to weld the square tubing on the bottom, trying to take it over, it doesn't weld that nice when you got it hanging down. Where I've got it cut off now I can go right up underneath and bang it on right on the corner where it comes down and cut off on the square tubing. Come down like this, and I'll walk right on the corner. Would be nice on the inside. So right now, it still has a bunch of boo-boos up here. Yes, it does. But right now is the time. Now is the time that I deal with that. And basically, I'm going to push down on this and just still that bends in a little bit. I see that. I want to push down on this and get it connected. See what happens. I'm going to get my pry bar. Do we know the time, do we?
It's 47.
We're doing good. We're doing good. Bear with me. Bear with me. Still, we're going to do these pieces. We're going to do these pieces. We're just going to have to make it. We'll do those. We'll show you how we do it. Just want to get this tacked up here. I'm going to, hopefully, I'm going to try to, I'm going to go in the center again. Got to put the ground on. I just took it off of the square tubing. That fits so nice up in there. I'm very happy with that. That'll look so, it's good. It makes another strength too for the car. You'd have to bend that square tubing and bend all this square box. It makes it very strong. Stick. All I want to do is stick. What I'm going to have to do as I do that, I'm going to have to keep checking the door. I have to keep checking the door because it does take it out of it does. It's not too bad. Let's stick her on. What is going to happen after I stick this on? I'm going to stick a piece over top of this, over here to there, and that'll be nice and tied in together. There's nothing going anywheres. You know what I need? A knee pad underneath my elbow, my armpit. Didn't throw out the old ones, you just never know. You never know. Like that. Everybody needs a little support sometimes, if you know what I'm saying. Here we go. I like my welder on high heat, just because I know it'll burn. Sometimes a little too much, but once I get it held down in place, then I can come along with a hammer and tap on it. Get a hammer and stay in place there, elbow pad. You was doing a great job, you was. Oh, I don't know if I held or not. Here we go. Get out of place on me, it did. Okay, sometimes it's hard to get where you're going, but stick with it. Stick with it. If you're having a hard Monday, just ask yourself, compared to what? And then continue on. Compared to what? Does that make sense? All right. Just going to tap this lightly. Take anything out of place. I just want it to hold. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in between each one, then we're going to put a piece on top. You know what we do there? Oh, you want to do that? What happens is the coat hanger is giving me a little puddle of weld. Puddle of weld there. Then it's allowing to burn into the rust and stay there for a little bit before I burn through and then hold on. Use it all the time. All the time. People that do this all the time would understand when you come to this here and it's up a little bit, how that would burn off like that. See how that would burn off like that? Well, with that coat hanger, I'm able to make a little puddle and make it stay. That's all. That's what I'm using it for. Watch yourself for a second. Have to put a. Watch this. Instead of me going to get a piece of metal, watch this. Come here, please, and thank you, sweetheart, my lovely assistant. Sometimes, you want a piece of metal like that. What do? Well, this is what I'll do. Watch. You don't have to watch, but I'll show you here shortly. As I weld this, it wants to find further, but I'll get her. And my name ain't Bad Ted. So, tiny went over and got a little tiny piece of square piece of metal, try to fit it in there, I'd have been done. Would it, baby? Mm-hmm. Huh? Your little pinhole here, I see. And that's how quickly I was able to do that. Grind that off. Dust that off. Now you can see how I could grind that off a little bit more. There's lots of meat there. I see I've touched it up there, but there's lots of meat there that I could make that look good. So what now I got to do is take and put a flat piece on this, run a piece the whole length, and I'll run it up here, up this piece, across there. I can weld that in. Across there, and there. How long?
We're at 56.
Right on, we got a seal in. There's one spot I touched with the grinder and I wished I didn't. Right there. Let's put a little weld in it. You can see how I can make that perfect. Just put a little weld on it. Watch. I'll do this for a second. I'll make that perfect. Have to weld it a couple times. But so doesn't everybody else. So you can make her look a little better. Not going to do it, but if I wanted to make it perfect, come take a look. If I wanted to make it perfect, I don't want to do it because I don't want to take all the weld off. I'd weld that little hole, that little pinhole there, so not a pinhole, but crater, and I'd weld that little crater up. I'd fill along there nice, and I'd grind that off, take my time with the wheel, I'd make that look like it never even had a hole there. Remember, I did not get up, I did not move, I did not make a piece for it, I jammed a coat hanger in. See this one here. I went a little further, but I'm not taking it all off because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Piece going on top of that. That sill is connected on the bottom. It's connected on the top. The door fits. You cannot, do not put a sill on without the door on, so you know it fits. I can show you. I can show you where that has happened, but there's no need. Let's get way ahead of your shirt. And if you're following this page or this YouTube station that me and Jolene are doing, we're glad to have you. Keep coming back. We'll show you everything we do, what we don't do. But when you watch this, and if you want to know exactly how we put the floor in this car and how we put the sills on it, Jolene has a spot on the old page right above my finger that you click and it will show you the playlist. And I don't know if a lot of people know that because I was asking Jolene, how do people get on there and then punch it in so they can see the whole process and see how it's done? Because I've pushed on YouTube before and it takes you all over different places once you press on one, to me, I would want to know how that floor was done so I could do it. When the sills are put on, I would want to know how that's done so I can do it. Basically what I'm going for. And if you do not watch the playlist, basically you miss some steps or something that you might like or you might dislike, who knows? And that's basically it. We have put the sills on that Jim had brought with the car. I didn't think that was going to happen. Well, I knew they did not fit because I tried them on the car at the time. I knew because they were out too far and that sort of stuff. I just cut it in, shoved it in a little ways. That fixed us for now. The sill looks good on there. You come back tomorrow and we will put the quarter panel on. That's what we're going to do tomorrow. So this sill is connected at the top and it's connected at the bottom. The fender's making it look funny. It's connected at the top and it's connected at the bottom. So we got two places where the inside sill comes down and the outside comes to meets it with a piece of square tubing running in the middle of it. Then we're going to have it capped off at the top, and that will be some hard to break. Yes, that's why the sill is there. All right, maybe let's give away a. Oh, also, Jolene wants everybody to know. People were asking about hats. You can get. Jolene's got many colors of hats on her Hiltz Autoco page.
And there's different styles too. So if you don't want the style that you like, if you go to hats here, so like whoever wins a hat, you can. If you want the dad hat, you can have that. If you want the white hat, like I just sent out one of the winners a white hat because they liked it. They seen you wear it, so it's whatever color. Yeah, it's whatever color you want.
Okay. Yeah, so we have a page that you can make your own decision. That's nice.
And there's different T-shirts, like if you want a specific T-shirt.
For sure. There's even shirts with you can get with pictures on them. Have you not?
Yeah, with the cars.
We do so. We're going to give away our hat and shirt. Stick with us. I've been chopping down the grass out back. You can, if Jolene picks her camera up there a little bit here in a second, after she does her thing. I've been mowing the grass around the truck that Neil gave us in the old 40 or 37 Ford down there. I've got a 40 Ford down there. One of my Facebook friends, Ross Galitsky, is I saying that right?
I think so.
I don't want to offend. Anyways, he had a post on there about the car called the Tramp. It was the fastest car out there at the time, and then I guess V8 Chevys took over after that, but it had a flathead 8 in it. It was a good story. Ross owns the car. I might even, just for shits and giggles, I might pull that 40 in. He's down. He got in a fist fight with a lawnmower, I guess. It didn't go over so well. So he'll be sitting out for a bit. But what I would do is I would take that 40 down there. What I've done here has really interested me in to show everybody, like everybody's interested in the floor. They really liked it, I think. Some people give some nice comments. But what I would going to do is I have a frame outside. I would show you how I make floors and then put them inside cars. Basically what I would show you. I've done one with the car sitting on. Yes, that's what I've done. But I also have made floors and then set cars on top of them. And I can show you that process with the 40 because the 40 needs it. And I can also show you the process how to section it because that's what I'm going to do to it. I'm going to section it. I thought about it. The 37 Ford down there now has someone cut the bottom off it, sectioning it, same thing, cut the bottom off it. It looks really cool without the roof chopped and sectioned. And then what I was thinking about doing was maybe shoving the fenders way up underneath the windows and get it down on the ground like old Bugatti did, or the Bugatti family. They sectioned their cars. They weren't chopped. They made them very sleek and slender. They sectioned them, and I think I might do that to that 40. And Ross has inspired me because I know that he wrote a little story about one, and he inspired me. I might play with it just to show you what I would do with my Tramp. Anyways, shut up, Chad. Mark Schloss. I don't read the names out loud all the time because I don't want to offend anybody by reading the name wrong. And if I do, it's not on purpose. Happy Father's Day, Chad. Listen to Jim. He has a lot of knowledge of the old Hudson car. I listen to Jim, everything he says. I have figured that out. A long time ago, I've already considered Jim my earth angel. And I respect everything he says because I find that Jim thinks about everything he says. And there's not many people that think about everything they say. They really don't, There's a lot of things that are said when people are not thinking, obviously. But anyways, we've got the sill put on that side, so tomorrow you come back and I'll fix the quarter. I'm going to have to cut the quarter off like this one. Some shark bit that one. We're going to cut the quarter off like this one. We'll make a quarter panel for it. There's the front quarter of it. We got the sill on, so we got that attached. Things are going good. or attached from here down underneath there now on the other side. And yeah, so if you want to know more about what's going on here and you want to learn how to do that stuff, I think you should have the playlist. Go find the playlist. Go find the playlist, and then it will show you the whole thing. I know it's a lot of watching to do, but if you really watch, then you can do it yourself. It basically will take some time. She wants to go up there.
I'll put the link right there, wherever.
I'll put the link right there in the playlist. So if you want to know how to do that, go to the playlist and watch that, because it's whether you want to do it or if you don't want to do it, you know? Anyways, have a good one, everybody. And